The next phase to discuss is citing sources in the text of the essay. Chapter 15 of the Bedford Researcher covers this in detail. It talks about integrating quotations and integrating paraphrases. In addition, Chapter 21A of the Bedford Researcher covers in-text citations, exactly what to put in parentheses, how to deal with block quotations, etc. There's an excellent tutorial within Comp Class in the Integration of Sources lesson that walks you through how to do a block quotation, how to set up a source's credibility, etc., and it demonstrates it within a Word document. I know you've viewed it before, but I suggest that you go back and watch it again. It's very helpful. I'm giving you these references because a lot of the work with the research paper is figuring out what your question is about integrating your source and looking up the answer. Remember, I have handouts posted as well from the Hero Myth unit. Creating the Works Cited page will be slightly more complicated than the last one you did in that you have your own sources and not a direct model to copy. What you do is first you get all your sources together and then look at them and figure out what type of source each one is. Do you have a book, an ebook? Do you have an article from a database? Do you have an article from a print magazine? Did you cite an entire website? Figure out what type of source it is and then follow the directions for creating an entry for that type of source. Chapter 21B has a big list of all the different types of sources. You can just scroll through it, several pages long, figure out what you're working with, and then look up how to cite it. If you are using the online databases, which I know you are since it's required, the wonderful thing is they create the citations for you. For example, if you're on EBSCO or the Opposing Viewpoints database, somewhere along the right column there in the margin, there's going to be a button that says Citation or Citation Tools. If you click on that and choose MLA format, it will create the works cited entry for you, which is wonderful because works cited entries for databases are pretty complex. All you have to do then is copy and paste it onto your works cited page, making sure that the spacing and font and italics, etc., is correct. I caution you against using sites like EasyBib. Those are these sites that say they'll create the works cited entry for you. Unless you're using a really simple thing like a book, they're often incorrect. So the better thing is to do it the old-fashioned way and use your book, unless you're using an online database when it does it for you. Or you can also reference the Purdue OWL, the online writing lab, which I'm going to show you in a minute. My general advice for using sources and citing them is don't wing it. Don't think, oh, this is going to be close enough. It needs to be correct. Take the time to look up the information you need. And if you still have questions, that's normal. Post your questions on the discussion board. I've set up a discussion board specifically for this. You don't have to participate. You don't get points. But if you have a question, which I bet you will, you should first check out the discussion board and see if anyone else has asked the same question and if there's an answer. Or post your question there so I can answer it publicly to help everyone else. Also, be sure that you understand any mistakes you made last time. You don't want to keep repeating the same mistakes in your papers. So if you don't understand on your own, please ask for clarification. Finally, remember all of the resources you have. No one expects you to memorize this stuff. Use Comp Class, the Bedford Researcher, my handout, and the Purdue OWL, which I will show you right now. So to show you the Purdue OWL, there's a link on our Blackboard page, or you can just Google it, Purdue OWL, and I'm going to go straight to the MLA formatting. This is the whole section of their online writing lab that's dedicated to MLA style. They tell you what to do with in-text citations, formatting quotations, works cited page. There's an example paper. They have a PowerPoint. You can even print out a poster if that makes you happy. It's a really easy to use site, and they have their own YouTube channel. It has everything you could need about writing, but in particular, I like to use it as a reference for MLA format. One other thing while I'm online that I will show you quickly. You can see I'm not the best typist when I try to go too fast. I want to show you how to get that tutorial on the originality report. If you just go to Turnitin and go to Training, Student Training, Tutorials here. There's this one on viewing originality reports that I suggest you watch. It's just 2.5 minutes, and I think it will help you greatly. So this concludes part 2 of my sources lecture. Let me know if you have any questions.